Hello, hello. Welcome aboard the Journey of Fábio. I'm Fábio, I'm just a Brazilian learning English, and this is my channel dedicated to practicing my abilities. Yeah, after 20 hours, I was able to finally finish The Last of Us Part 1. Well, let me tell you something. I had the opportunity to play this game once some years ago. However, let me tell you that I barely remember the details of the story. So I took advantage of the production provided by HBO, and then I thought, okay, maybe it might be a great opportunity to play this game once again, and then I can create some references based on the TV show and then compare it with the game. So I had an enjoyable moment playing the game. Yeah, it was very long. However, I could explore every area. I could understand even more the story. I could understand even more the dialogue between among characters. It's a phenomenal game. And if I'm not wrong, I'm not sure about this, but I believe The Last of Us is one of the very first one when it comes to this production involving this post-apocalyptic world. I mean, the world is literally falling apart, and then the civilization, citizens have to learn how to live again in this new kind of land with new laws, with new rules. Well, in my opinion, it is so interesting because it's not just a game about surviving. I mean, when we mention The Last of Us, probably the very first thing that came in our minds is about, okay, we have zombies. It's not like zombies, but we have a fungus that control people after they passed away like zombies because they have to bite each other in order to increase this dead population. Anyways, The Last of Us is way bigger than just surviving, as I said, because living in a world like this, surrounded by new laws, people have no idea how to deal with them. And whether or not they start killing each other, they start they they had to change somehow in order to survive. Because, for example, there is a specific part that the specific some people became cannibals, and that was the way that they found to survive. So this is very crazy. Anyways, so this story is totally related to Joel and Ellie. Joel is the guy. At the beginning of the game, he was a different person. I mean, yeah, he had some real problems after his little daughter passed away. Literally at the beginning of this new era, this new environment. A police literally killed his daughter, and then Joel became another kind of person. It was very hard to create a relation with him because, in my opinion, he used to have like a shell, a huge wall over him. So, yeah, this is very interesting because after the moment that we are trying to explore new areas, when we are trying to understand even more the characters, Joel he started being more accessible. I mean, he allows to people have more information about him. And then we have Ellie. She's the little girl. Uh, she's so young, but she has a huge role in The Last of Us because she's immune against those zombies. So people believe that she can be like the vaccine to save the world. So, and then the story starts. Joe start having this relation with Ellie. At the beginning was very hard because Ellie all the time would like to have more informations about Joel, and of course, Joel was very was a tough guy. I mean, it was very hard to get informations about him, so he was avoiding every kind of detail. And so at the end of the game, we realize how crazy, how wonderful it is, the relation between them, because whether or not he started caring, he started looking at Ellie like his little daughter, and then he became another kind of person that would like to do anything in order to save Ellie. So this is very interesting because we have combats, we have a lot of fights against zombies, creatures. I mean, we have to fight against different kind of people, and this is very crazy. This is very crazy because in a world like this, in an environment like this, people are so crazy. People do wherever they have to do in order to survive, and they don't care about this at all. So it is so complex, this environment about The Last of Us. Once again, it's not just about surviving against the creatures, not at all. We have parts, of course, that we have to fight against them because, okay, it is obviously, but the main part, a lot of parts we have to learn the behavior of each person. We have to understand them. We have to understand the real motivation behind everything in order to create our strategies to survive, I guess, which makes this game pretty huge. I mean, as I said, I believe that was the very first one about the post-apocalyptic world. And the other game, another game that came in my mind about this huge environment, of course, is Resident Evil, which is one of my favorite franchise as well. However, it's way, I believe the level of details involving the civilization, involving the world, is much more interesting in The Last of Us, and because of this, I'm totally able to say, it is one of my favorite games. I'm totally sure about this. And you know what? Let me tell you something. I've never played The Last of Us Part 2. And there is a reason. I know what is gonna happen because it's not an old production, but it was released like 4 or 5 years ago, and of course, I got some spoilers. So whether or not, sometimes I believe that I can get frustrated playing a game like this after the events that happen in the second game. So I was literally avoiding playing this game. Anyways, the focus here is just about The Last of Us Part 1. Well, yeah, it was almost 20 hours to finish this game. And I played it in the normal way, and even though, oh my gosh, it was very hard because I'm not good at all when it comes to use those shotguns, those handguns. It's not my kind of game. I'm not saying that I don't like this, that I don't like games like this, because I'm a big fan of Call of Duty, for example. But I'm not good when I have to aim with my gun. You know what I mean? So I prefer, solving puzzles. I prefer, like, for example, exploring the area in order to gather some resources. And this is another part that I'd like to highlight here, that I'd like to point it out. I really enjoy gathering those items, those resources, because they are essential in order to reach our goals in a game like this. We have to, before, look at this, before using those resources, we have to think a lot, because sometimes it's way better to save them, because we never know what is gonna happen. For example, in the next stage, maybe a wave of zombies can appear literally in front of me, and then I will have to use my shotgun to kill off all of them. Or instead of creatures, maybe it can be like a group of people. They are trying to kill me, and well, we we have no idea. And this is the reason that I like playing games like this, because we have to create a great strategy before advancing in the game. Okay, at the first moment, I can upgrade my handgun. I can use all of my resources. Okay, I can do this. I'm able to do this because the game allows me to do this. And in that part, maybe it could be easier to fight against that creature because I have my handgun. Okay, great. However, after that part, after, for example, killing that creature, I have no resources anymore. You know what I mean? So probably it's better to suffer a little bit in that part in order to advance in a easier way, thinking in long way, So yeah, I like games like this, when we have to think about using or not using at all our resources. And this is very interesting because I finished the game and I barely upgraded my aimos, my weapons. I mean, I had the tools in order to upgrade them. However, I was skipping the moment because in my head, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, if I spend all of my resources here to upgrade my weapon, maybe I will not have more tools to upgrade another weapon. And maybe this another weapon might be powerful than the previous one. So I was literally postponing this moment till the end, and I finished the game without upgrading all of them. I believe the only weapon that I was able to upgrade was my shotgun, because I believe it is one of the powerful ones, and it is easier to aim on the characters. Anyways, I use it to prefer, going in a physical combat. I believe it was easier, and it was a reason that it was a approach that I found that it was good to save my resources. Well, anyways, I'm not sure if I can say 0 to 10 in a scale 0 to 10. Oh, this game is, because I don't like to rank games, to create some kind of rankings. But if I have to, I'd say like a 10. It is a 10. I'm sure, because we, all the time while we are playing a game like this, we literally feel that we are inside that world, that we are literally controlling Joel in the real life, and this is unbelievable. Anyways, yeah, I had an enjoyable moment playing this game. It was pretty amazing. as I said before, watching the TV show and having the opportunity to play the game again, and associating the details between them, creating those bonds involving this two different worlds. It was pretty good. And also, I of course, the main idea, of course, is literally about practicing my English. And with this game, I'm sure that I was able to use my knowledge to explain what is going on. For example, during the game, we were able to gather a lot of files, which mean I could read a lot of them, and this is so important, not just because about English, but this is so important because those files are responsible to understand even more the story of the game. Because we know the story because the one character starts saying something about what is happening, and then another one is answering. So we start creating this fantasy, in our minds. And of course, according to the environment, but we get more informations after reading the files, and it was a great experience. Well, I'm not sure at all about the next game. I have some games here in my list, but honestly, I have no clue. I believe, I mean, I'd like for this time playing a game that I've never played before, like Inside. Because I played Resident Evil 7 here, but I had the opportunity to play this game a lot of years ago, and it was the very same thing with The Last of Us. So I'd like to give a try to a game that I've never played, because I'd like to start understanding from zero what is happening. The name of the character, the story behind everything. So I will consider a game that I've never played. Yeah, it's gonna be something like this. So for now, thanks for watching my review. Thanks for watching my channel. I have been having some great moments here. It is a way that I found not just to practice my English, but to have fun. Because I believe this is the most important thing. We need to have fun, especially when we have been learning a new language, or when we have trying to learn different things. It's so important to have fun, because we have to take off that huge pressure on our shoulders. And sometimes this task, it can be so overwhelming. So at the moment that we start visualizing that activity, that task, and we put a lot of fun, everything becomes lighter. Okay, guys, thanks for watching my review, and I hope to see you very later. Bye. Have a nice one.